Welcome to ZKast, everyone. I'm Zeus Kerravala from ZK Research, and it's cybersecurity's biggest week here in San Francisco. I am at the Canopy Hotel that Palo Alto Networks has taken over. It's a fantastic venue. I'm with BJ Jenkins, the president of Palo Alto. BJ, this is your first time on ZKast, so it'd be great to have you. Maybe just a quick introduction on yourself.
First of all, excited to be with you again, and I'm so excited to be on ZKast. It's something
well, who wouldn't be?
I know, I've watched for so long, so it's great to get the opportunity. But yeah, it's an exciting week for us here. Really busy week, and the thing I always love about RSA is you get to see so many customers, partners, friends in cybersecurity here. My background is I've been at Palo Alto for 4 years. I'm the president here. Before that, I was the CEO at Barracuda Networks for 9 years.
Long time there.
Long time there, and EMC for almost 15 years.
Yeah. So this is, as I mentioned, cybersecurity's biggest week.
Yeah.
Obviously, Palo Alto Networks and cyber have been synonymous with one another. What should we be expecting out of your company this week?
Well, as always, continued disruption and innovation. We announced today we're going to acquire Protect AI, which is a huge, huge move forward for us. Tomorrow we have a number of product announcements and enhancements around our AI platform that we brought out last year. Certainly in XIM, there's been a ton of momentum in SOC modernization, so we have new modules coming out on top of that, and continued innovation in SASE. So really across the board, it's been a busy time for us, and one of the goals here is meet with as many customers as possible to hear what they're doing and then share what we're doing to keep them secure and protected.
Yeah, and so on that note, one of the reasons I want to talk to you is because you do talk to a lot of customers in your role. I imagine you spend the majority of the time doing that. What's keeping them up at night? What's going on in your customers' minds with CISOs and CIOs, and what are you doing to help them with that?
Yeah, it's over 30 years in this industry. This is the strangest time, Zeus, I can ever remember, because of the outside economic discussions, tariffs, those things that are going on, and the uncertainty around that has left a lot of CIOs and CISOs unsure what their businesses are going to do. There's a lot of uncertainty out there. But then we always come to the fact that, look at our adversaries in cyber, don't know tariffs, they don't know borders, they don't know inflation, they don't know stagflation. They actually look at times of chaos to exploit weaknesses in the system. And so I think we see more activity today going on, and that is the first thing we really usually end up talking about to get CIOs and CISOs centered back on, hey, you've got to continue to transform and move the ball forward. I think the next thing that always comes up in the discussion is the use of AI to transform their business, but then how do they go secure that? Because you have data governance and compliance rules around it. You have new generative AI tools appearing every single day. How do they think about that in terms of architecture? How do they think about it in terms of deployment and leverage in their organization? And then how do they keep themselves secure?
Yeah, now let's go back to the global macro issue, because it's fascinating because it has impacted almost every aspect of business.
Yes.
Not cyber directly, but kind of as a byproduct. And I'm curious, specifically, what are your customers thinking about there? And then how does security adapt to be able to help them? Because it's just from a global macro perspective, it's a very complicated environment right now.
Yeah, I'm not an economist, but I don't think it's been good for the economy to have all this talk.
Well, clearly the capital markets would dictate that.
Right? And look, when that happens for most CIOs and CISOs, they start feeling pressure from the CFO that we've got to be, we've got to watch budgets, we got to make sure we do make the right investments. And I think the challenge, again, and this is not new for us, we've been trying to drive platformization, we've been trying to drive the consolidation of tool sets with better security outcomes. That's where we usually center the conversation with CIOs and CISOs. If you're feeling that pressure, let's look at the set of tools that are out there and the investment you have to make in them and the outcomes you're getting, and is there a better path forward for you, and how do you do that in a way that doesn't disrupt your operations, that makes you more secure. And we see this all across network security landscape. We certainly see it in cloud and in SOC transformations that most of these customers have 70 plus tools, and there's an opportunity for them to do that.
Yeah, you're talking smaller customers.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's all over the map. I've seen over 200 in some accounts.
Yeah, no, one of my really good contacts actually works for one of the 3-letter agencies, and he said they're running over 200.
Yeah.
So,
and not unusual. Yeah. Well, I wish it was, but it's not unusual.
Now, you did mention the word outcomes, and it's interesting because I don't think of security historically as being an industry that sells off outcomes. In fact, it sells reactions more than anything. And have you seen that change?
We're trying to drive that change, and I think it's an important change for customers and partners in the industry. I think, too often we were satisfied with, protect or defend, and then, you'd respond.
Or wait for a breach and then run in
Yes,
there,
exactly. I think it's important, especially nowadays. I don't know a CISO who isn't meeting with their board of directors every quarter and has to give an update. I've been on 3 public company boards. The best way to have that conversation is an outcome-based conversation.
Yes,
Is you gave us this money to invest and protect the company. Here's what we gave you in return. And so we are trying very hard, especially in that SOC conversation, mean time to detect, mean time to respond and remediate. We're certainly on the automation side, trying to define ways that you can show how much you've automated in your business and how much that saved you money. So there's a lot of different ways I think security companies now can help define outcomes. And I think it's just a better conversation for us to have with our customers.
Yeah, well, it's certainly a different conversation, right? And I think one of the takeaways I had from your Ignite event, in fact, one of the big themes was that security is solvable.
Yes.
And I think historically, it's fair to say that wasn't really the case, but I think leading with outcomes actually is a way to solve it.
Yeah, it's a big part of our go-to-market motion now with our customers. We want to demonstrate what we're doing for them.
Yeah. Now the other the word you mentioned there was platform.
Yeah.
And platformization has been something as an industry, again, we've talked about for the better part of a decade. It does seem now, though, that more customers are willing to engage in that conversation. In fact, a lot of them are embracing it. It never get down to one, right? But talk about that trend and what that means for you and your customers.
Yeah, I think everybody's become a platform company now, by the way. Look, when we talk to customers, I like to talk about what is a platform and what does it do for you, right? And for me, there's some base principles in there that, one, there's a common user interface that gives the operational workers, security workers, visibility into their environments. It gives them insight. It hopefully can give them forward insight. It should improve their workflows and the operational efficiency of their business. And that could come via, hey, you're training on less platforms, you have to learn less information, your time to understand issues is quicker, there's less handoffs in your own operational processes to get to the insight or outcome that you want. And a platform usually has a common data source. And this is where the true value of that platform comes from, because the larger that data gets, with AI and ML, the more you understand about where your vulnerabilities are and where you can improve and what you can automate to get better security outcomes. So, that to me is a platform. And when you do that, you should be able to measure. You obviously have the investment up front to put it in, but you should be able to see the operational efficiency you get in your operation, whether it's more productive workers or a reduction in time and processes. And then you should get the outcomes. What are the outcomes I'm getting by platformizing? And I think, we've learned this at Palo Alto. You just can't say platform. You got to go demonstrate all of those things, because there have been companies, we've been all doing this a long time, that tried to platformize, but they didn't do it with best of breed technology. They assembled a set of tools that weren't really all that good and said, here's your platform. It didn't give any of those benefits to the customer. You got to give the benefits to the customer for a platform to truly work.
Yeah, now with that being said, though, the Palo Alto suite of products is very large.
Yeah.
In fact, the largest in the security industry, right? In a lot of ways. And so starting with platform, I mean, next-gen firewall is an obvious one, but for your customers, where do they typically think about starting their platform journey with you?
The good news is worldwide, we see people starting from multiple different vantage points. I think historically for Palo Alto, consolidation of the network started off with a firewall, but when COVID hit and SASE really emerged, you had hybrid mobile workforce, applications moving between on-prem data centers and cloud. This is when network became even broader from a platform perspective in terms of the services it could provide. And we've seen that through the growth of our SASE platform and the number of subscription modules off of the firewall. So that's really tends to be the largest starting point for us. But we have many customers who started with posture management in the cloud, and then branched off and have taken full advantage of kind of code to cloud. And in the SOC for us, usually started with XDR, with automation, with XSOAR.
And that's been a huge area.
Yeah, and now with XIM, bringing all of that together, you could be an XDR, XSOAR, you could be, a net new, and we get XIM conversation going.
And so if I'm a Palo customer, a product customer, right, and I want to evolve the platform, is that fairly formulaic, or because it seems like there's a number of different ways I could do it, but I'm just wondering from a go-to-market perspective.
It usually starts with a pain point or with the renewal of a set of tools that they're trying to understand if they could get a better outcome or less cost or efficiency out of that platformization. And so it is formulaic in the fact that most customers know the set of tools they're looking at. They know when they renew, and they know a timeline when they have to think about that from an architectural potential. Our view is we'll keep educating, and then when that moment is right for you as a customer to make that transformation, we want to help you do that with our partners.
All right, and last question, let's wrap up on this week. Well, what are you looking forward to this week? What excites you here?
I'm going to get to see Keanu Reeves on stage at our party Tuesday night. That's going to be pretty cool.
Well, that will be exciting, yeah.
That's the non-security highlight.
Well, that is a highlight, though.
Yeah, it is a highlight. I think the best thing about this week, and why I always look forward to it, is you get to see old friends and new friends, and there are CIOs and CISOs that I've known for 20 plus years. This is a great time to get caught up with them and see what's on their mind in a great location. So it's always this is why I'm in the job I'm in. You got to like seeing people, so you get to see them all in one spot.
All right, BJ, I've already summed this up. We have more AI. We got a bunch of global supply chain issues, platform, and Keanu Reeves.
You got it. I love it. Thank you, Zeus.
All
That's
right.
great.
So on behalf of BJ Jenkins from Palo Alto Networks, I'm Zeus Kerravala from ZK Research, and thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on the next episode of ZKast.